Knicks on Friday night.
MSG is the place to be. Guys, forgive me. The lighting is off again for another video. There's boxes, but I don't care because the Knicks are on a 2-game winning streak. Let's go, baby. Boy, if you don't get... I know what you guys are there saying. You guys are like, oh, so CK all of a sudden uploads when the Knicks are winning. Yes, I'm uploading when the Knicks are winning. I said in my story that, you know what? I don't have to explain myself to you guys. Knicks are on a 2-game winning streak. You can't talk me down. Let's start the video. What's going on, CK Crew? Your boy CK2K. Welcome back to another video. Yes, your boy is back. Your eyes aren't deceiving you. CK2K is uploading a video. Guys, I'm so sorry to upload this past week. I can go down the list of things. Computer problems, who cares? This video is up. Glad to be back. We have a lot to talk about in this video. This video might be long, so if it is, I apologize. So buckle up your seatbelts. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and sit back and relax because there's a lot to talk about with the Knicks this past week. But you know what we're going to start with? The fact that we've won 2 games in a row.
Burks has Knox retreating. Burks takes it to him, and Knox knocked it away. Wow. Nice play. That was an incredible block. Barrett hammered that down.
Yes, it might have, the first one might have been against the Warriors. I don't care. I'm taking that dub because that second win is against the Sacramento Kings that were on a 3-game winning streak and actually have implications to try to make the playoffs this year. Not going to happen because Luke Walton's still their coach.
Payton hangs, and the Knicks take the lead. They've come from 16 down.
But hey, they're playoff bound in the Western Conference, so that's pretty nice. Look, it's been so long since I've uploaded, and a lot of things have happened since my last upload. The last upload I put on this channel was a conversation about what was going to happen after our first blowout against Milwaukee, and then we had Coast to Coast where we did discuss Fizdale's firing. So it's not fresh and new to the channel that David Fizdale is long gone, but Mike Miller is at the helm and he is 2-2 with the Knicks, and literally one of his 2 losses were rough. The other one was by 1 point, and the other one, 3 of the 4 games were all close games, and that's all you could ask for an interim coach. A lot of people are very excited about Mike Miller taking over the seat. You guys know that of the options we had, Mike Miller was the one I wanted. I was very not salty. I was a little upset about the David Fizdale firing, not for the reason that I think he was going to be good for us. I just didn't like the fact that they used they as in Steve Mills used David Fizdale as a scapegoat to keep his job safe. That's one of the main things that pissed me off about the firing more than anything else. But all that pushed aside, I'm just happy to see my Knicks on the winning column, 2 games in a row, playing the way that we should have been playing since the season began. I don't know what Mike Miller's doing differently from Fizdale. We can say it's plays, whatever it is. To me, it comes straight down to the fact that their execution is a lot better now than when Fizdale was coaching. Could it be the rotation? Most likely. Could it be plays out of timeouts? Most likely. There's a lot of factors to it. All that matters is my Knicks team, our Knicks team, are finally playing as a team, and that is the #1 factor that I've been wanting for this team. And that all stems from our veteran point guard that is only 25 years old, Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton, I've been on the bandwagon from the beginning, and I'm very excited that he is playing the way he's playing. Does that mean I'm jumping off the Frank bandwagon? Hell no. I'm Team Frank all day. Exactly how we ran our point guard situation today is how it should be for the rest of the season. We start Frank Ntilikina, but we close with Elfrid Payton because Elfrid Payton was the one that kept us in this game defensively, offensively, and ball moving. Frank Ntilikina was a little rough on the offensive side, but defensively he was very key, even though Buddy Hield was out there hitting some ridiculous shots.
At the top of the list, Santa's coming early.
Buddy Hield as the Kings looking for 3 more, and that's Buddy Hield doing what he does best.
For the most part, team defensively, Frank Ntilikina did exactly what we expect him to do, but Elfrid Payton, you can tell the seasoning was a little bit more tasty when Elfrid Payton was on the floor because he's just been in the league just a little bit longer than Frank Ntilikina has, and you're seeing that, and he's a little bit more gritty. He got that Louisiana play to him, and you can see that little grit in there. But it was a team effort in tonight's game. There's no one part that sticks out. Yeah, RJ Barrett didn't follow up his great game against Golden State tonight, but defensively he played well for us. You can go down the list. Mook, we can even say he wasn't shooting that well, but Mook was still very important to us on the floor. hate him or love him, Julius Randle had, to me, his most efficient game as a Knick so far. We can go all the way down the list. Mitchell Robinson played a very complete game. Still a little confused as to why he didn't close out the game, but Taj Gibson made a very key block towards the end of the. Taj Gibson was key to us in the end of the game, and it worked out fine. It was exactly what we wanted to see. We saw what Fizdale said he would do this entire time. We actually saw it come to fruition. The players that were supposed to play played, and they played the amount that they should have played. Desmond Jr. coming back from an injury, and even before the injury wasn't playing good basketball. Therefore, Elfrid Payton leapfrogged him in the rotation and played all his minutes, and the two best point guards were in the rotation as it should have been. Now, and Mike Miller was probably the first person to actually be real and address the Alonzo Trier not playing situation. I know a lot of you guys are very, very salty in the fact that Alonzo Trier is not playing. Mike Miller came out and was straight up as to the reason why ISO did not play, and that's because he said when we need his type of basketball, we'll have him on the court, and his type of basketball is isolation scoring. And right now, Mike Miller is trying to shove it down all of our players' throats that team basketball is the way to win games, and unfortunately that is not ISO's brand, and so he's just not playing right now. And in times when we need buckets, ISO will go out there and he'll get us our buckets. I'm not mad at that, because to me, ball movement, especially with the team that we have, is way more important than, seeing, just buckets, empty buckets, and then still giving up buckets on the other end. So personally, I'm okay with it. I do want to see more ISO, but it makes sense. Mike Miller made a great point, sticking with it. But I can go on and on. We are 2 games in a row. Wasn't anybody special, but to come out here in the Western Conference swing, regardless of who the teams are, to jump out and get the first 2 wins is nice. We know the schedule gets a little rough with the Nuggets coming up next, but for right now, we're going to enjoy this. And as long as we're fighting in all these games, that is all we could ask for. Shout out to Mike Miller for what he's doing with this team. Very happy with how we looked in these last 4 games. Mike Miller, I hope that this keeps up. I will admit I was very skeptical at first, because I feel like it was more of a players thing more than the coaching thing, but Mike Miller is showing that he's more than just a interim, man. I'd strongly consider him for that head coaching job in the future. And that being said, let's get into some of the other things that had gone on this week that I had not been able to talk to you guys about. Head coaching decisions. Now, at first, we knew the list of head coaches that were going to be that could possibly step in, from the Becky Hammonds, Jason Kidds, David Yager, Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson. The list goes on and on, but then we've been getting reports lately that the 3 favorites right now are Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson, and Tom Thibodeau. I have no complaints with any of those except for Mark Jackson. I'm not crazy about Mark Jackson signing. Here's my thing. The New York side of it, the ex-Knicks player, the whole history and that fun part about it, I'm for. The fanfare part of Mark Jackson, I'm with it. But I don't know, man. Jeff Van Gundy is my easy favorite. David Yager is probably my number 2. I would take Becky Hammond. I just don't want Becky Hammond's first job to be the New York Knicks for her career. More so for her than for us, because I want her to, when she gets that job, because she will be a head coach in this league. When she gets that job, I want it to be a long-term thing. I'm scared that New York just won't be the place, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of Knicks fans that just won't take to her well. So I don't want any of that for Becky Hammond. But if she was to get the job, I'd be happy. But yeah, that's all going down right now. But the thing is, a lot of the reports are saying that we're looking to possibly bring in this new coach sooner rather than wait until the offseason. Hopefully Mike Miller is showing that does not need to be the case, and that we can be patient and let Mike Miller do what Mike Miller is doing, and just we can figure all that out in the offseason when A, we get rid of Steve Mills, and B, when we know if Mike Miller's our guy or not. I now move on to my next point, Steve Mills. Now, there's also reports being said that there is a possibility that Steve Mills could be let go earlier on in the season, like around around February, around late January, and then my dream would happen and Scott Perry would then be slotted as the interim president for the remainder of the season, which is exactly what I want. That's exactly what I want. I said it in Coast to Coast, and I said it in that last video that I posted. I want Scott Perry to almost get the same treatment that Rob did over for the Los Angeles Lakers, where Magic Johnson stepped down. They decided to bring Rob up as the interim president until they decide what they want to do. Rob ended up getting them Anthony Davis, and they said, you know what, you got the job, this is you, we'll let you keep doing what you're doing. And I think that Scott Perry would be the best situation. Now, mind you, if a Masai Ujiri is a real target, a real possibility, go after Masai Ujiri. Now, somebody I'm not excited about is Sam Presti. I don't know why everyone's so excited about Sam Presti. I get it. Sam Presti was able to put together what he put together with Kevin Durant and drafting and stuff like that and developing part. I'm with that. We also saw he's not great at retaining talent for long term, so that kind of worries me a little bit. I don't know. I'm a little on and off with Sam Presti. I think my order would be Masai Ujiri or keep Scott Perry, and then Sam Presti be option number 3. But there's so many things going around. I want to know what your guys' best option is for the New York Knicks. What do you guys think we should be doing, GM wise, president wise, coaching wise? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. I will be picking my favorite comments as I always do, and I will talk about them in the next video. But speaking of comments, let's jump into this video's comments of the video. All right, Rackenhep Taylor says, hire Mike Brown. He has been to 8 NBA finals in his coaching career with Spurs, Cavaliers, and Warriors. Hire Mike Brown. Do you want to seriously look at this face every single time you watch a Knicks game and we're getting blown out in a game? Mike Brown as a head coach has not shown to be a competent guy unless he has LeBron James as his star player. I'm going to take a hard pass on that. As an assistant, sure. But we're also seeing the same thing with Luke Walton, not really paying out for him. Mike Brown, not a fan of it. No, thank you. But I'm glad you gave me your opinion on who you want. Just not for me. No thanks. Lonnie Bodden says, fire Mills and trade vets for picks. Yeah, I think that's definitely what we need to do. I mean, I know Marcus Morris came out with this quote saying that he's built for New York and he wants to stay here long term. As much as I would love that, at the same time, if we're understanding that the point of this, where we are right now, is we need to embrace the rebuild for real, is that we got to get rid of a lot of these vets and let these young guys play. And Marcus Morris, to me, is at the top of that list. As much as I want to keep him and I would be okay with keeping him, realistically, we do got to let him go if we want the possibility of another solid draft pick. Kenneth Christensen said, it's no way forward with the Knicks, just Groundhog Day. I want to hate that so much, but whatever. Knicks won last night, 2 in a row. You ain't gonna bring me down. But that, you know, like I said, guys, let me know all your opinions on coaching. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the Knicks going forward, with our schedule going forward. What do you think we should do? Is Mike Miller our guy when you look somewhere else, GM wise? Or do you guys think that Scott Perry would be great as the interim president if we let go of Steve Mills? Let me know all your thoughts about everything that's been said in this video in the comments below. You guys know the deal. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Merch is on its way, but if you are looking to get some Knox merch, some CK Crew merch, go in the link in the description below. Cop yourself some of that CK Crew merch. All love. Catch you guys in the next video. Let's get it. I'm gonna see you guys later. I'm out.
Feeling like I won the lotto. Always taking trips with a new chick, asking where the time goes. And I wonder if this is all